autumn morning, around about 8 AM. I'm heading out to Connecticut today. I'm just going to do a quick walk around the rig. Got the old Range Rover fixed up with a U-Haul, and we're going to collect another Austin 7 chassis. It was too good a bargain to resist. Looks as if it's got a half decent engine and gearbox. It's a 1928, so it's not exactly compatible with my 1937. I'm just checking everything here, and I'll check the wiring in a minute. Just wanted to check these tyres. This old U-Haul with the ramp, I think, is just the right size, 2 inches short, but if you sit the chassis diagonal in there, I think it'll be fine. Tyres are fine. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll, and I'll keep you up to date on the road trips. 3 hours up, 3 hours back again. So here we are, driving with the trailer on, heading back home. Took 4 hours to drive back, took 3 hours to drive there. It's been a long day, but very successful. I'll show you the haul, because we did a detour on the way back from the original source, about an hour south of where I ended up to pick up the chassis and engine. It was awesome. Got a bunch of extra stuff, which I'll show you in the latter part of the video. Okay, trip's end. I got the car, you'll see some stills of it. The chassis, British chassis, good engine. Wrong gearbox, but it doesn't matter. We'll check that out later.
Oh, I was taking pictures too.
I'm taking a video.
Okay.
So this looks familiar, I'm sure, since I just did this a couple of years ago in Connecticut. This is the second one from Connecticut. So got home, so I'm just unloading the trailer now. So offloaded the chassis. Actually got my foot caught when I was trying to roll it down from the front of the trailer, and I just yanked my foot out and it just rolled off itself, bounced off the wall. It was fine. Now, so for the treasure trove, big thing of course is the engine. Super excited about that. That is the wrong gearbox. To me it looks like a Volkswagen Bug gearbox, but it could be an MG, because the guy did a lot of work on an MGs. These suspension components are sought after because, see, they're all drilled to reduce weight. This generator, I don't have a good generator. I mean, I have one that works, but it's not great. This is a windshield wiper motor. Looks like an Austin 7.1. This is a rare find as well. Very new looking distributor, not exactly the same as mine. The generator, if you can see it, is completely refurbished. There's not a bit of slack in that or nothing. Some new alloy pieces, that's the housing for the generator. Some nuts and bolts and stuff. Valve springs, it looks like there, and the oil filler. Couple of tail light lenses, which may suit my car, I don't know. I don't think so. And then 2 bumpers, which are not off the Austin 7. I don't know why they were with it, but I got that free with it, so rather than throw it away, I took them. And then, you know, in the secondary visit down to the lady's house whose estate this agent was selling off, I got 2 more wheels. These are the exact match for my wheels, right? So maybe you can't see that there, but they're in very good conditions. Even the tyres are good. These are 19-inch wheels, so it's off a chummy or, you know, box saloon or something. The hubs would fit my car, but they're 19-inch wheels. Very good tyres though, look at the tread on those tyres. So I may have a use for those, who knows. But overall, a very successful journey. Round about the whole thing, about 1,100 bucks. So here's a much more detailed look at this chassis. Some interesting parts of it. As I mentioned, those are 19-inch wheels that are on this, a bit skinny for mine. But look at this here, is I believe the Bowden brake conversion that my dad used to talk about, which increases mechanical force on the brakes. I don't know exactly how that's set up or if it's working properly, but that's super interesting, right? And if you look closely, let's look at this one. If you look closely at the front end here, see all the new brass fittings and such? There's not the slightest bit of play in that front wheel. I'm thinking they refurbished that whole front axle. And I have to have a look at my axle. But is this the upside down axle that people talk about? I don't know. Certainly the leaf spring's flattened, right? If I compared that to mine, I think that might be a special front axle setup. Don't actually know that for a fact, but super interesting, right? What else? This all looks very interesting, right? The engine is seized, unfortunately. Engine seized. But it looks very, very good condition. I've got that really nice cylinder head, which I'm psyched about. You can see it's been refurbished for sure. All the surfaces are all machined, it's newly painted, and it might be an original cylinder head, but it's beautiful. Super psyched about that engine. I'm not going to get detoured from the engine I'm working on right now. I'll get that finished now, I'll work on this, but meanwhile I'll soak this with Marvel Mystery Oil. What else? Look at these front suspension components with all the drilled out sections. So that is a front suspension section, I think, that's similar to on my Austin 7, but it's all drilled for reducing weight. This is a brand new component, which I think I've seen in the Austin 7 workshop, which replaces mine, I think, with a new kind of design. That'll be interesting, right? Newish, oh my goodness, new-ish generator. There's not the slightest bit of play in that, and it feels brand new. So I'm psyched about that. Voltage regulator, got a crack in the cover, but I can fix that. Got it for nothing. New alloy housing for the dynamo. Newish distributor. Again, you can see the new brass. Try and get the sunshine on it. The new brass bushing in there, right? No play in it. Complete inside. Even all the wee acorn fittings are in the box, and a spare set of points and stuff. These reflectors are not, I thought they were the same reflectors as on my car. Maybe I mistook those for what's on my dad's car, but still handy to have spare ones. Windshield wiper motor here. Looks pretty good. I haven't tested it or nothing. Haven't tested anything yet. And then some knickknacks. In this gearbox, I'll cut open that gearbox and take another picture of it. So here's a closer look at that gearbox. You can see it's new or reconditioned, but I don't think it's an Austin 7 gearbox. I mean, I know what an Austin 7 gearbox looks like, and that's not what it looks like. But look at that connection at the back. Maybe it would fit an Austin 7 prop shaft. Interesting, right? There's, I'm assuming, the gear selector knob. I mean, everything turns freely. It feels brand new, but I don't know what it's off of. He obviously thought it would go with the Austin 7 engine. I haven't tried to see if the bell housing fits up against the crankcase. I don't think it will. I'm just comparing the two of them. But really interesting, right? I wonder if it's off a Morris Minor, or he did have lots of MGs, so it could be an MG gearbox, but in very good condition. So I hope I can use it. I have to move my Austin 7 to spare a pathway. There's all the spares that I got for the new home, for the new chassis, right? So one chassis, British. One chassis, British, but export model. So it's a left-hand drive. And then the replica of my car, British Opel, two-seater. I'm thinking, dismantle this finally, take everything apart, put it in a corner somewhere, create some space, keep this one. See if we can get some kind of paperwork to title that, and then shift that body onto this one, because that's a left-hand drive British, oh my god, whatever it is for American, right? It's an American drive. But there's pieces of this that are just so interesting. That front axle, for instance, maybe I could steal that entire front axle and put it on my Opel here. That would be super interesting, right? And if that turns out to be a good engine, to be continued on that, then that'll go on my car.